Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm participating in the Merry Christmas Palooza that is hosted by my good friend Annie from Crafting with Indie Annie Jones. I'm going to show you how to take scrap wood and make your own Christmas decor. So let's get started. Alright, let's get started on DIY number 1. I'm going to be taking some scrap wood that I have around the house here. This is that thicker, about 1.5 inch thick, and I'm going to be painting them with some Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. I'm also going to be taking some of this hammered iron now that it's dry. I'm just going to use a dry paintbrush and I'm stroking this on to look kind of like rustic wood grain. I'm just going to do it lightly at first and then I'll come back in a little bit heavier. You just want to do it to get the desired look. And I'm going to be doing this on all of the sides. So this is how it turned out. But I think I want to have a little bit more in here. There, I think that looks much better. Let's kind of go along the edges. All right, now that it is dry, I'm going to be taking this ribbon here, and it is wired ribbon. So I'm just going to take my glue gun here and pinch it together. I want it about right here. I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to wrap it around, and I'm going to cut this off just a little bit. I got it a little too long. I'm going to do the little pinching again, and then tack it down. Okay, I'm going to do it going the other way. I have a piece cut here. Just the same technique. And get that last piece tacked down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a little bow. It's just a little simple bow that you make. You could leave it like that and then put some of your greenery on, but I think I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. Just going to fluff it out a little bit. I'm going to hot glue it down. And I'm going to ducktail the ends of the tails here. And it fluffed up a little bit more. And now I'm going to add a little bit of greenery. So I have some pieces of greenery here from some picks, and I think I want this to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to go ahead and hot glue this one down first. And I want to put these two like so. Okay, put the bow back over. And I'm going to cut a few more things off of here. I like this pick. Just want to make it a little bit shorter. Trying to figure out, I think I want it to kind of hang about that area there. So let's get it tacked in. And, okay, I like this little pick here. Go ahead and get that put in. Okay, and I'm going to cut off these white berries off of this other pick. Put it in about right there. And I'm going to put these little red berries off this pick over here. And I got this little silver jingle bell here that I want to put on. I'm just going to put a lot of glue on it. Put it in the middle of the bow at the top there. Then I have these cute little tag things. They're actually, I think, for mini Christmas trees. I got them from Walmart. And I did make the other two sizes to look exactly like this. They just have little different tags, and you will see those at the end of the video. All right, let's get started on DIY number 2. Now this is something that you can do with a piece of scrap wood. But I have this sign here that had some metal on it, and one of our previous homes I took that metal off and attached it to the cabinet in my kitchen, so it had to stay when we moved. But that's okay, I'm going to be making a snowman out of this. But like I said, you can use this like with a 1x8 or a 1x10 or even a 1x12. And I drew this little nose here, his little carrot nose that I will be cutting out on my scroll saw. And I have this piece of wood here that is going to be his hat brim. And I want to go ahead and get this glued on. So above the hat brim will be black. I'm going to leave it the way it is because I like this color. And I will be filling up the holes that are in this board. So before I glue that down, I want to go ahead and get the black going. I just figured I'll get the whole thing up here painted with black. I made my line where I'm going to have the hat brim, and then I will also get the hat brim painted and then glue it all together. All right, for the nose, I'm going to be using the color terracotta. I love to use this orange color. I think it's perfect for carrots. All right, now that the nose is all done, I'm just going to take my sandpaper here and rub off a little bit of the paint. I'm making this look a little more primitive looking, but I'm not going to be staining it or anything. Just going to leave the raw wood look to it. The next thing I'm going to do is take my Sharpie here and just make some lines. We're going to do a little bit of outlining here on the nose. I'm just going to draw a few little lines here. All right, I think that looks cute. The next thing I'm going to work on are these little primitive, chunky wooden candy canes that I bought a long time ago. And I'm going to paint on the red with this cardinal red. I just don't really like the color of this, and I'm also going to paint that tan color white. I'm going to go ahead and get that. I just think this cardinal red looks so much prettier since I'm doing more bright colors on here. And once I'm done, I will take the sandpaper to these two. All right, now that I have everything glued on, I found these big black buttons here. I couldn't believe I had these really big ones. And I'm going to take some of this string here, and I'm going to do a little cross hatching on it. And I had these little wooden plug type things that I'm going to paint black, and that's going to be part of his mouth. Be the little coal pieces. All right, I got the string in the buttons and I'm just going to hot glue them on. I also have the little plugs painted in black. Just going to figure out where I want to put them. I'm just going to glue these down with my B7000 and just a little bit of hot glue. All right, the next thing I want to do is take some of my snow text and I want to put some snow on the hat brim. I'm also going to put some at the top of the hat, and I think I'm going to put a little bit on the carrot nose. I'm actually going to put a lot here on the top of the hat, just mainly on this left corner. And then of course you want to let this dry before you do anything else. All right, everything is dry, and I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of my little greenery picks and a few other items on the top of the hat brim here. Got to dress up his hat just a little bit. Just going to glue everything down. And let's get this last piece of greenery on here. All right, I have this piece of greenery, or a pick. It's got a little bit of greenery, and I love how the leaves are in the burlap. I think it's perfect. Just going to glue that on. And I have these little farmhouse looking balls. I think I got those from Walmart. I think I got both of these from Walmart a couple of years ago. I have this pick here that has some wooden snowflakes on it. I think it's perfect. Just tack it in right there. Spread everything out. And I have this other little pick that has the black and red buffalo check on it. And I believe this was from Walmart too. I've had these for a few years. Let's tack it down a little bit more right there. I also have this pick with this rusty jingle bell, and of course, here's how my candy canes turned out. I'm going to glue those on. Let's figure out where I'm going to put this one. I think about right there will be fine. Let's make sure I get a lot of glue on these because these are heavier pieces. And let's go ahead and get that pick put in there. I'm going to cut off, it's got a little clip on it. I'm going to cut that section off and hot glue it in. And let's add some of these berries that have like a little bit of snow on them. All right, I have everything on the top here. Now I want to add a scarf, so I took some styrofoam that I had and I glued it on, and I also took a piece of cardboard. This is all going to be covered up with a scarf. And you might have noticed I made little squigglies for his mouth too. I didn't like it the way it looked before. Now I found this scarf at the thrift store recently. It was $2.99, but I got it half off. And it's going to go on here and covered up. And I will show you how this turned out at the end of the video. All right, DIY number 3. Using some more scrap wood. This is some scrap 2x4s that we had. And I'm going to be making little reindeer. I'm going to be coloring or painting both of them with my toffee brown. I'm also going to use these little jingle bells for their noses. Now, one of them is going to be Rudolph, so I'm going to use my Moroccan red for his nose, and the other one's just going to be another little reindeer. and I'm going to paint that one black. I'm going to make the other one a girl reindeer. I was thinking, like Clarice from the show, but she's going to be the same color instead of a lighter color. While I'm waiting for the bells to dry, I have this little wood cut out like a teardrop that I don't want it to be a teardrop. This is going to be the eye, or at least the white part of the eye. So I just drew a little half circle here, and I'm just cutting it with my scissors. This is really thin. You can get these little wood pieces from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to sand it down just to make sure I have it all nice and smooth and rounded to look just like the other one that I did. And also have these little round cutouts that are going to be black. All right, so the next thing, since this is all dry, I drilled some holes in the top. This is a pick that you can get from Hobby Lobby. It comes with 4 pieces on it, so I did cut everything up off of another pick because I need 4 pieces for my 2 reindeers. And I'm just using my B7000 inside and a little bit of hot glue. And there's the antlers. And there is one eye and the other eye and his nose. All right, let's go ahead and glue the wood on. I'm just going to use the B7000 only. And I will use hot glue for the nose. Now I also want to add some eyebrows to him. So I'm just taking my black paint here and just eyeballing some eyebrows on. It's not easy to make them look exactly the same. I think I want to make them just a little bit thicker though. The eyebrows are done, and I also put some little dots on there with the end of my paintbrush and some white paint. Now I need to do a little bit at the top here, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do a little cute mouth on here. He's kind of got, a surprise look on his face here. A little bit of one. Just going to paint that in with black. And I'm going to paint just a little line off to the side. Don't know if I'm going to keep it this way. I might change it up a little bit. All right, I did change it up just a little bit. I made it a little bit smaller and I put a line underneath. Now I have some craft foam that I'm making his ears from, and I just drew a pattern out on a piece of paper and did 2 opposites. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on here and pinch them together. Okay. I also have these leaves that came off of a pick that I'm going to put on the inside of the ears. I wanted to add a little bit of white. Just going to kind of cut it a little bit so it will fit right inside the ears. Okay, like that, and I'm just going to hot glue them in. Okay, now I need to glue them to the top. Now that they're glued down, I'm going to take some of this little bit of greenery from a pick and just hot glue it in. Just put a lot of hot glue there and stick them in. I I'm going to put one back here behind. All right, got that in, and I had just a scrap piece of some other greenery that I wanted to cover up the back side there. I also have some of these little red berries that I'm going to put in. Okay, I think that looks cute. Not done yet. No, I took some jute here and we're going to give him a little tuft of hair. There we go. And I also have this pick here that looks like birch wood. And I'm just going to cut some pieces off, twist it up. I like this with the pine cone. Just going to figure out where to tack it in here. And I'm going to do this one here that has some berries on it. I think I'm going to take the berries off though. Cut this off and stick it maybe about right there. Okay. And let's do one more. We'll take this one that doesn't have anything on it. Just do little twisties. I think we'll put this one just a little bit too long. Let's cut it off and stick it like right there, I think. Okay. And now he needs a bow tie. So I'm just going to take some of this ribbon here and make a really quick bow tie. This is the way I do it. I just fold it over, get my length here, fold it over, cut the excess off, and take some wire. Let's go and get this folded over. Pinch it together. Take some thin wire and twist it up. Glue it on. And I'm going to add a little white button here. All right, there we go. Rudolph is done. I think he looks so adorable. Now let's see what Clarice looks like. There she is. She's got a little bow just like Rudolph, but it's at the top of her head. All right, let's see how everything looks together. All right, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please be sure to check out everybody's videos. I will have the playlist link down below in my description box, along with Annie's channel link. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.